Hi, welcome to Fusion Beads. Today I'm going to show you how to make the Bali Tassel necklace. To make this necklace, we're using a mix of natural beads, including these gemstone beads, wood beads, and these lava beads, with spacer beads in between. We're attaching it to silver chain, and then we have a fun pre-made tassel here at the bottom, which is attached to a bail bead. To make this necklace, you're going to need 7 of these 8mm lava beads, 13 of these 8mm African jade round gemstone beads, 48 of the 8mm Graywood round wood beads. You're going to need 1 30mm black embroidery thread tassel, 12 of these 7mm Nugget Heishi spacer beads by TierraCast, and then you're going to need 1 of these hammered bail beads by TierraCast. You'll also need 1 21 gauge silver-plated base metal 2-inch eye pin, 2 sterling silver crimp beads, and then 2 sterling silver crimp bead covers. You'll need 18 inches of base metal 3.6mm cable chain, 26 inches of clear soft flex beading wire, your round nose pliers, chain nose pliers, crimpers, and your wire cutters. You can find all of the product links in the description below. Okay, let's get started. So to make the Bali Tassel necklace, you first want to take your eye pin, and you're just going to take your chain nose pliers and just open the eye of that. Open that loop there. You want to open a little bit more than usual. This is a pretty thick ring, so you just want to attach that bail bead to it. Then take your chain nose. Just close that loop back up. It's about to attach there. Now you want to string your lava bead and then your gemstone bead. We just want to make a simple loop at the bottom here. We want it to be bigger than this side or this end because it has to fit through this hole in the tassel here. It needs to be a little bit bigger. So you want to bend that 90 degrees. Then cut your wire a little shy of about less than half of an inch. And then you take your round nose pliers, and then I grasp it right near the bottom. Oops. Okay, and then you just want to rotate. Create that loop, which you can see is larger than that side. Okay, so then we just open up that loop, and then you just want to attach your tassel, and then close that back up with your chain nose pliers. Okay, so then you can see there's a lot of movement for that tassel. Okay, so then you've created this bottom part of the necklace here. So we're going to put that aside. And then next you want to attach your soft flex to one end of the chain. So it's like we're starting here at the beginning. So you take your chain, just put your, actually first slide on your crimp bead. And then go through the last link, one end of your chain. And then you're just going to bring that beading wire back through and down the crimp bead again. And you just want to bring your crimp bead up near the chain. Make sure it has a little wiggle room. Take your crimping pliers. And then this back notch here, this second notch, gonna place your crimp bead. Okay, and then you're just gonna crimp it down one time, and then turn it, place it in the front notch, and then crimp it down again. So it's just going to fold over itself. Just like that. Okay, then you just want to cut the tail. You just place the crimp bead cover right over that crimp bead. So that crimp bead just sits right inside there. And then you just take your pliers. You just want to bring the two ends of that crimp bead together. So just okay, so then once the ends meet up, it just looks like a cute little silver bead. Okay, and then from here, we just need to string our pattern. So to do that, so we start with 6 of these wood beads. And then we use a spacer bead. So we're using a spacer bead in between each little section to break up the different types of beads we're using. So after the 6 wood beads, use a spacer bead. And we're just going to put on 3 of the gemstones. Okay, then another spacer. And 6 more wood beads. Okay, 2 more. And then you're going to do another spacer. And then 3 of these lava beads. And then a spacer bead. And then we're going to do 6 more wood beads. Then a spacer, 3 of the gemstones, okay, and then 1 more spacer, and then we're just going to do 6 more wood beads. Okay, so there is 1 length, and then we're just going to add the bail bead that we started with in the video. So just string it through. Okay, and then from here, you're just going to mirror this same pattern. So then on this end, it's just going back that same way. So I'm going to go ahead and do this, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I just mirrored this pattern here for this side after the bail bead. And now I just need to do the same thing I did right here and attach the other end of chain to that soft flex. Okay, so do that. Again, just put on the crimp bead, and that last link, the end of chain, just put that beading wire through, and then bring it back down. Okay, and you just want to bring the crimp bead up so there's a little bit of room between the chain, and then you don't want it too tight against the bead either. You want to leave a teeny bit of room too, so the necklace isn't too bunched up. Okay, so then once you have the crimp bead where you want it, just take your pliers again, your crimping pliers, and that back notch. Just crimp that crimp bead. Okay, then turn it, put it in the front notch. Fold and then crimp it again, which is going to fold it over itself. And just cut off the beading wire tail. And then here you just want to add your crimpy cover. So again, just place the cover so the crimp bead just sits right inside, and then just bring those two ends together to make a little silver bead. Okay, and there you have it. And this is a really long necklace, so it doesn't need a clasp because you can fit it right over your head. And now you have a trendy Bali Tassel necklace to wear this summer. You can find all of the tools and materials for this necklace at fusionbeads.com.